Good morning, this is Germán Llanos. I'm the managing broker of 24-hour real estate. And today I have my good friend, Jason Marcordes. He's the managing broker of Landmark Property Management, right?
That's right.
And he does property management all over Chicagoland area. What areas do you focus, Jason?
So we are in the Chicagoland area. That's
Yeah.
going to be typically within 4 to 5 miles of the downtown Loop area.
Okay.
Think neighborhoods like Bronzeville, Bridgeport, Pilsen, up to Logan, Wicker, Lincoln Park, Lakeview. And then we also have a portfolio in the southwest suburbs.
You go to the burbs too? Okay.
Yeah, we do. So all of Will and DuPage County, like Joliet, New Lenox, Mokina, Frankfort, Lockport, Lamont,
That's a big
Naperville. There's a ton. Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Yeah, man. No, and I know Jason by now for a while. So I saw he's growing. You went from like 0 units to how many units do you have now?
Yeah, so over the past 4 years, we went from 0 basically to about 400 units.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a lot to manage, and you have a team of
We do have a
dedicated
team.
professionals, right?
Absolutely, yeah. In-house
Yeah.
maintenance, leasing agents. We have full service.
Oh, wow. So the question from my audience, I mean, I work a lot for investors. So usually the way that I've been working for many years is that many people contact me, they buy a home or they buy a condo.
Sure.
And then they ask me, hey, I see that you have some property. So, and I tell them about the 2-flat, 3-flat in the Chicagoland area. And now we're doing duplexes in Dallas. But in the specific Chicagoland area, I have, sometimes they go from one rental unit to 10 rental units in a very short span of time. So the question that most of them has is like, what is the moment, when do you say that the landlord should switch from like a self-managed situation to hire you as a property manager?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think it's going to be different for everyone. It really just depends on your strengths and weaknesses, depends on how much time you have to self-manage, and do you even want to self-manage? We are going to take all that work off your plate. We're full service. And if you are looking to scale, if that's your goal to go from 1 to 10 to maybe 100, we're going to help you do that from day one just by, again, taking all that off your plate and allowing you to spend your time on the important stuff. So finding new properties, getting loans and maybe raising private capital depending on what your goals are.
Yeah, time is very valuable. Like that's usually what I tell people. If you are a busy professional, if you're making $300, $500 an hour, I mean, do you really want to take a call to fix a toilet? I mean, you have to be very aware.
On Christmas. It's
On
always
Christmas.
on the holiday.
It's always on the holiday, right? You're with your family, and then all of a sudden you get that call, and then all the plumbers are somewhere else. Yeah. So, what are the problems that the landlord usually encounters? Like, have you seen, what are, from your experience, what are the things that a busy professional, someone that has a portfolio of property should avoid?
Yeah, that's going to depend on the area quite a bit. In a lot of times it's leasing and tenant screening related. People just don't have the the software and resources to properly screen a tenant. And a lot of times it's crazy, but a lot of times the landlord will maybe call or meet with the prospective tenant and have a conversation and say, hey, this guy or girl is super nice, and sure, let's rent to them. And then 6 months later, they're not paying the rent. So we see that quite a bit, is just like on the leasing and tenant screening side. And then specific to Chicago and some really like tenant-friendly places, it's things around the RLTO, security deposits and evictions, those type of issues.
The RLTO, just for our audience, is a residential landlord tenant ordinance, which is specific to Chicago, and it seems that it's going to go all over the state. So there's a set of rules, maybe, some people say that they're designed for landlords to fail so they can favor in courts to the tenant. So you got to make sure not to break that stick when you walk with a really icy territory, So the other thing I want to talk to you, so I have some cases personally, like for instance, that let's say I was in Florida on the holiday, and then a tenant calls and they call the city, and the city inspector goes there, and they get in trouble. Having a property management company, that's good, right? That's something that you guys would cover, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we take care of that from start to finish. I mean, obviously, we are, we try to be proactive and do preventative maintenance. So we try to prevent, any issues to begin with. But, the way we operate is, again, like totally hands off for our clients. So
Right.
the tenant doesn't even know you exist. That call goes directly to us. We have a 24/7 maintenance emergency line, and then we deal with it from start to finish.
Oh, that's great. That's great, that emergency line. I mean, so what happened is that many of my clients, again, they're on vacation, they're with their family, they're resting,
Right.
and sometimes instead of spending that rest time with their family, they spend it fixing, certain issue with the tenant. So it's good that you have that. The other thing that I see a lot is that, for instance, many people lose the filing notices dates. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Like when it comes to non-paying tenants and previous evictions.
What do you mean by they lose track of, like, they just?
For instance, they don't have an attorney,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then sometimes the attorney tell them, hey, you need to find a 5-day notice or a 30-day notice.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, number one, if you are trying to do an eviction in Illinois, especially within Chicago or Cook County, I highly suggest getting a really good attorney, and not just any attorney. Make sure it's a great attorney.
That specializes and knows about that, right?
Specialize in real estate, and there's different real estate attorneys. There's guys that specialize in closings. You definitely want somebody who specializes in, tenant landlord ordinance and stuff like that. So, that's step one, is to hire a great attorney, and then you're absolutely right. You want to make sure you serve the right notice. There's a 5, 10, 30-day notice. You want to make sure you're filing the right one, and then you are just following the law to the letter of the law.
Correct.
So,
yeah, that's great. And two more issues. What do you suggest? Security deposit versus moving fees, and holding the property into a real estate holding LLC versus holding it personally.
Yeah. Again, the security deposit is going to depend on the area. So my property in the suburbs, I have property in Cook County and Will County, and I still collect the security deposit. You just have to be very aware of the laws, and you just have to make sure that you're abiding by them. Now, inside the City of Chicago, we do not hold security deposits. Even our attorneys that own real estate, they don't hold security deposits. So that just tells you like how litigious and how much liability there is around security deposits. Yeah. Now, you mentioned LLCs. I mean, I highly suggest, I don't know what your take is, but I highly suggest that you own your property in an LLC. And not only that, we take it one step further. My family, we own our LLCs in a trust. So there's another
layer of protection within
absolutely.
that property.
Sure.
Oh, wow, that's smart. Yeah, and the last issue many people are asking, you have all these doomsday sayers, recession is coming and the world is falling apart, and real estate, there's a crisis coming in. I usually try to focus on the positives and try to find the silver linings. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, real estate. So recession or no recession, doesn't really matter. Real estate is going to be, and it has proven to be, one of the best investments that you can invest in. So I just did a video the other day, and some of the research I was doing said 90% of millionaires made their money in real estate. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. It's crazy. And now is really the best time. So we are starting to see some more opportunities. We're starting to see a little bit of pullback in action and valuation. Right. And now is really where you make your money. You don't make your money buying at the peak. So as things pull back, this is the time you want to snap up some property. And then, you are battling higher interest rates, but I think you mentioned this. It's cyclical. Like everything is cyclical. Those interest rates are not going to stay, at 7% or wherever they're at forever. So they are going to come back down. You're going to refi, and then you're going to cash flow like crazy. So
Yeah.
I personally, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. I am looking to buy, a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I tell my viewers, my clients, my friends. I say, listen, it's cyclical. You have ups and downs. You have peaks and valleys. And if you are like seasoned, like this is not your first rodeo. Like I live, the dot-com crisis in '99. I live September 11 in '01, and then you have '07, '08, the whole recession. So yeah, man, it goes ups and downs. So right now is a buying time. So if you have the means, and you gotta get ready and prepare for buying season. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm gonna put Jason Marcordes his information below if you need any property management services. And I'm here. This is Germán Llanos. I'm the managing broker of 24 Hour Real Estate. We help you in Chicago and in Dallas. Thank you so much.